It is day 24 here on the Miskatonic Playhouse as we get towards the end of the RPG day questions. I hope you've been enjoying them so far. I know we've just been enjoying looking back at all the games that we've enjoyed playing or not playing, as the case may be. And today's question is the complex stroke simple RPG you play. Newman, who's going to take this one for us?
This is going to be Stu.
Stu, over to you, into the spotlight.
So this is a very simple RPG. It's simple enough that I have run it on a stag do after people have been having a few drinks. And it's Goblin Quest, which is described as a game of fatal incompetence. Each player controls 5 goblins in sequence, not in parallel. So goblins are very squishy. They take 2 hits and they're dead. And you've got to do a simple task. You roll your dice, you choose what these simple tasks are. So the simple task may very well be, I need to bake a cake. But of course, if you fail, you get injured because baking a cake for goblins is very dangerous. And once you've had 2 injuries to one goblin, you're dead. And the next goblin comes in and you've 5 goblins. And by the time you've killed all 5 goblins off, you're done. But of course, the goblin character sheet, I don't have it because I've got the PDF version, is you've basically got 5 goblins next to each other. You have to draw on the goblin the features. And when you are your goblin, you have to do a different silly goblin voice for each goblin. And it's short, it's fun, it's silly, but it's very simple. You say what you want to do, you roll the dice to see whether you succeed, and you just narrate what happens and how you die. And it's just good fun.
Have you got a goblin voice, Stu?
I do need to have a goblin voice.
That sounds tailor-made for a stag night. I love this idea.
I'd break out the golem. I would be stuck in the golem voices.
Oh, no.
No, Stu is my master's friend. No.
If you can do the golem voice, you are a hit at parties. That's for sure.
Okay, I want to hear you do your Gollum voice next time I play something with the Playhouse, and I want you to do the keeper, keeper lines as Gollum. I think that would be amazing.
No,
it's going to be a long night.
I'll throw out a shout out to Vaesen, because as I've mentioned, I don't like learning different systems because I have got Call of Cthulhu. I don't need to play out other systems, but also they can be complicated and it takes time. I really do take my hat off to people who can learn all these systems and just bounce between them. But I had the pleasure of playing Vaesen with Hedge, and that was a really nice, simple system. You have your statistics, and essentially you have dice, and if you get 2 6s, that's 2 successes. Simple as that. So you have a bonus dice if you want to, and penalty. So you roll 5d6 and take away 1, or 3d6 and add 2. And it was just very simple. There are 3 states of damage. You can be angry, afraid, and broken, I think it is. And there is, similar ways of physical damage. Very, very fun, simple to play. I picked up the set on, I think, Humble Bundle did them, either Humble Bundle or Bundle of Holding. Those are 2 great places to get lots of role-playing game PDFs at very cheap prices, and also you help charity. But yeah, very, very. Newman, complex, simple RPG for you?
So I would say Tales of the Loop, but because it uses the Mutant Zero engine, this is going to entail a fair few games we're talking about.
This is what confuses me, is like Powered by the Apocalypse. What was that one?
The Mutant Zero engine.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that right. Someone might tell me differently.
There's the 2D20s. There's so many things, just like, give me BRP any day. But
a good example here is, and I'm veering from Tales of the Loop here. So a good example is I got to play in a one-shot of the Alien RPG, which is a game I'd love to play more of. But in that, I know that and this is no comment on the game because it is a great fun game. The rapid build of tension and suspense and personal agendas and things is just next level. Really, really clever. But that's the same engine that was then used for the Walking Dead RPG, the role-playing universe, which is fantastic. And in that, there was an evolution of how the stress dice were used. And basically, you're rolling d6s. If you get 6s, you're successing. And then if you have stress die, you roll your stress die. And if you get 1s, then that's a complication. And I just think these games are simple, but they allow a level of complicated role play. So rather than allowing a level of complicated mechanics, they allow a level of complicated role play, because you're either rolling 6s and you're kind of going, oh, I didn't get any 6s. So I'm guessing something either doesn't happen or it's just very mediocre, or something does happen to a level of success. When your stress die come into it, for good or for bad, it's going to push you in one direction, which kind of forces the role play to take a direction. So that I would argue that that's simple and complex within two different veins.
That's great. You can get both sides of the die. So day 24, complex stroke, a simple RPG. You play, what do you play, which is complex or simple? Drop over to the Miskatonic Playhouse Discord, or leave some comments in the YouTube thing below. And yes, let's see what tomorrow brings for us.